Louis J. Gomez. Let's bring in Damien Lemon. He's outside. We thought he was 10:20, but apparently it was 10 o'clock. He's promoting season 3 of Comedy Knockout. Have you done it, Louis?
Yeah, I did Comedy Knockout.
I did do it once.
Really
yeah.
fun show. Really funny show. Way better than At Midnight. I feel like At Midnight got all the love, and Comedy Knockout's a better version of that show.
Lou, what up, man?
What up, kid?
Thank you for that. I'm going to send something to the Venmo. Good looking at.
Very nice.
Nice campaign. I see you all over the fucking place, man. In the subway and everywhere.
That's racist.
Yeah,
I know.
They went hard.
How does it feel to have to see yourself on a billboard?
It's interesting. It's interesting. I mean, you know, it's flattering. It feels good. You know, they spent some money. You know. But then, I mean, it's cool. It's cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's cool. It's, you know.
Does your self-esteem get, like, I know my self-esteem, whenever I get praised or I have promotion, I'm like, I'm going to ruin it. I don't deserve it. Or are you comfortable with it?
I'm getting there. I'm trying to surrender to the momentum of it. You know what I mean? But I'm kind of like you. I'm like waiting for somebody to deface my shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Or kind of wanting to go find a hole to croll in and be like, just tell me when the praise is over because this is going to fuck up.
Or I feel weird sometimes just on the train. When it's all on the train and the cat's like, yo, what's going on? If you got a photo on the, why are you on the train? It doesn't compute sometimes. But.
Yeah, because that thing, like the first time your face is on the train, you're still going to be taking the train, like you have, but people around you are like, well, by the time your face is on the train, you shouldn't.
Shouldn't you not have to take the train?
You should have a driver. Yeah.
If I had, I literally stand next to it all day.
Yeah.
And point at it like, yeah, you see who that is?
And cough. Thumbs back. Yeah. I would
Oh man,
it's amazing.
Yeah, the one time I did it was really fun. I was with I think Yamanika and Sherrod and myself. I think it was at I don't remember, but it was a fun show, man.
Yeah. Oh right. Yeah, it was you, Sherrod, and Yam. That was a good ass episode.
It's a lot of work though.
That's what you're
saying.
saying.
There's a lot of writing.
You think so?
Yeah, no, yeah. It's a long day. You put a lot of writing into it. Yeah.
Explain the show.
It is, yeah.
Well, you know, you're getting topics, and you're kind of you're slamming each other, and there's different segments. It's not just one. Like at midnight, you would kind of just go through.
Right.
But this has different segments, and then there's like, well, if you make it to the finals and you slam each other, and that's
you're making fun of the internet. You're making fun of each other. It's sort of like it has like a roast battle-y type of element to it, but then it has sort of an at midnighty type of element where you're fucking with the internet. And but it is a lot of work. It's like a writing packet. It's almost like you got to do a writing packet when you get hired for it, but it's fun. It really is because you bring in a buddy, you hang out all day. The writers come in and help you out. You shoot the shit. You give beers and pizza to the crowd. It's
beers
great.
and pizza to the crowd. The crowd be lit by after the beers and pizza. It's fun.
Plus, you get to figure out who's the best, like all around comic. You know what I mean? If you're hitting all those different specialties.
That's true.
Right?
So did you win your episode, Jim?
I did, yeah. I think so. It was between myself and Yamanika.
Jim is a beast when it comes to competition. Like, I've seen him do At Midnight. I've been out in L.A. when he does At Midnight, and he just wins every single time.
Nah, Jim came super prepared. I remember that. Yeah, it was not a game. You
have to prepare.
Yeah.
You have to.
Some people don't. Some people can wing it. Some people think they could wing it and they crash.
Winging is not as easy as you think because you're responding immediately to a line and to a moment, and it goes very quickly. When 3 guys are trying to weigh in on something, you have to kind of have an idea because we're all funny people. So it's not like you're improvising with a fucking librarian and a desk clerk. There's 2 other comedians.
I did it with Yamanika as well. Me, Big J, and Yamanika did it together, and Yamanika winged it. And but that's like her personality type.
Yeah.
Like she will just come in and she's just a big, loud, funny woman, and she's gonna make everybody laugh. Period. But I think the crowd has to be rooting for you to wing it.
Right.
If you like, I'm an unlikable asshole. Like if I try to wing it,
I agree.
What'd you say?
I got your back.
If I try to wing it, it'd be a problem.
Did you say unlikable? Oh, you're right. Sorry.
I said, correct.
I think you said I'm a likable asshole. Whoa, no. But yeah, you got to be prepared and win them over.
Yeah, but it's really fun. A really fun show. I enjoyed doing it, Damien. It was a good time.
I'm glad, man. It was a good time. It was a good time when you were on there. It was fun.
And it's weird, too, because when you're doing, like we were talking about Roseanne this morning, and you know, as comedians, we just do jokes. I mean, some are fucking tasteless, some are not. And when you got that many comics on every show doing that many jokes in a row, it's like the odds are somebody is going to say something that's going to upset somebody.
Yeah.
So you always have to worry about, like, all right, is this going to go out? And then the tone changes, and we've already taped the show, and then that joke gets us axed. It's really weird with jokes now. You got to worry about every joke.
Yeah, it seems like it.
Well, that's the other problem with people on TV is they're afraid of losing their job. So it's not even like everyone's a pussy and everyone's PC. Nobody really is. Behind closed doors, nobody gives a shit about any of these words, right? But what happens is you have 100 people that work on a network. Everyone's got a boss. And then they go, yeah, dude, some dumb joke, some monkey joke is going to get me fired. Fuck that, dude. And then they say everything's off limits and they keep it super safe. And then, you just realize TV has sort of become a safe platform. But I will say, Comedy Knockout, they gave us no censorship at all. They didn't give us any restrictions, and we went fucking dark. It was me, Big J, and Yamanika. And it was such a really fun, it was a fun show, such a great experience. And I appreciated the fact that True TV allowed us to go really dark with the shit we did. And we did all really, racial
dead parent jokes.
Dead parent jokes, everything. It was great.
It was real. It was good. I mean, I always ask people sometimes, we bug out just at the table, just sitting around, ask questions to say, like, how much money would it take you to fully speak your opinion 100% at all times?
I'll do it for $1.
For $1?
The comedian who thinks he's a rebel, I'll do it for $1.
$1.
This guy don't give a fuck. But you're right. It's not about being PC. It's not about, I don't want to. It's about like, they will fucking fire. I'm fireable. I know that. I'm not stupid.
I'm expendable.
Imagine you have one day where it's liar, liar, but you're in the industry.
Oh my God. You have to say whatever you want.
And you have to say the truth to everybody you fucking meet.
I would be great though, because I would just praise them. And then they remember, like, whoa, this guy told the truth and fucking praised me. This guy's pretty good. What a sweet guy.
Nice
This
guy.
Jim's a really good guy.
We are, though, getting to a place in culture where we won't have to worry about it as much because racism is going away.
Oh, I heard.
Starbucks is getting rid of racism altogether.
I don't know about you.
So with the coffee.
I learned.
That's right.
I learned a lot from the Starbucks video.
Did you guys watch it?
Oh, I didn't watch it. I didn't even know there was a video.
not-
I know
Oh, yeah.
they closed yesterday. I saw that.
Very
Hilarious.
poignant video.
They closed.
Really?
They closed for the afternoon.
Super helpful.
So that all 8,000 stores closed for the afternoon. So that all
And that
the
was just in
employees.
New York. Just a little joke about how many Starbucks there are. Go on now.
They closed 8,000 stores in the afternoon. First of all, it's very telling that they didn't do it all day because they still want that coffee money in the morning.
Well, yeah. I mean, they can't be crazy.
Right. But they closed it so that all the employees could go to racial sensitivity training. And that way, Starbucks was racist.
Racial sensitivity training has changed in the past 30 years. when Starbucks first opened up, it was a different racial sensitivity training.
It was. Well, Starbucks has been racist this whole time.
Yeah.
And as of today, let's mark this day down on our calendars because
anymore.
Starbucks not racist now.
I mean, it's very important to. I learned a lot from them. I didn't think I could. I remained teachable.
Right. I always thought you were very woken.
Well, come on.
Yeah,
now.
and that's
awoke.
Oh, yeah, that's right. But as it turns out, no, we all could learn a little.
There's always something to be learned.
I won't go to Starbucks anymore.
But they're not racist anymore.
No bathrooms available.
That's true. People are shooting up.
I'm not waiting on fucking line for some
full.
drug addict, homeless person to use the bathroom.
No,
Let me tell you something. Starbucks should have looked at any of the Wi-Fi stations on the corners in New York City where you get a free phone call and internet, and see who's camping out in front of it.
Oh my God, people! Every single one you pass, it's a guy sleeping with a USB wire running down to the sidewalk.
Yeah, that's Starbucks now. They're morons.
They are.
It's a
absolute
stupid,
dopes.
stupid thing.
It is stupid. That's right.
It's
Look,
inclusive.
It is inclusive.
You don't have to buy anything. What fucking store says come in if you're not a customer and sit
If you
down?
go
Is
to
that in
a-
the video? That's the new video? I didn't see the video.
No,
That's the
this is the new policy. Is anybody
new-
can use the bathroom. You're a customer as soon as you walk in the door. You don't have to spend any money because they got spooked.
So now it's
From
bad.
Louis, you did it on purpose.
No, I did not.
Louis.
They got spooked because of
Louis, you did it again on purpose.
The guy was the
God damn it, Louis.
You're the racist one for recognizing it.
When you
shit.
look at the CEO, you could go like, "Oh God, this fucking Seattle dope."
So
Yeah. Just
after
crying like a bitch on a video. If you're a man and you stare at a camera and cry because of your employees being racially insensitive.
This is Starbucks video is crying going on too?
Yeah.
I didn't see him crying.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so
But I
here's-
believe this
No,
sincerity.
he had water in his eyes
Well,
when he was
honestly-
on CNN and going, I mean, I just can't believe that I've created a culture where we wouldn't let homeless people in to use our bathrooms.
after the
It's crazy.
Well, no,
after
you've
the
created a
incident-
business.
Yeah, that's what it is,
That's
right?
a business, you dumb motherfucker. And you could charge a homeless guy $1 for a coffee and he can use the bathroom. That is the way it is. It's a business.
Also, if you go to the hood, if you go to Harlem, right, where I live, and you go into a black-owned business and you try to use the bathroom, they will sick dogs on you. Or to your mind, you're not allowed to fucking walk into these stores and be like, hey, I'm just going to use your bathroom right now and shit all over your stuff.
You got to use trickery. You
That's
got
right.
I mean, that's part of living in the city is learning how to use a public bathroom
course.
without
That's
paying.
right. That's right.
You know what I mean?
I walk into a place, I'm like, sorry, I'm late. I gotta
Right.
and I'll just run and use the toilet.
That's
I
right.
do, yeah,
I
do
know what
that.
I'll do is I'll actually go get a table at a restaurant. This is what I do. I literally will check in at the restaurant and say, yeah, let me get a table. And then I go to the bathroom and go, you know what? Decided I'm not hungry.
Yeah, I don't think you do all
that's
that.
really a
I
lot of
swear
steps.
to fucking God I do that.
That's deep.
Couldn't you just go like, I'm going to meet a friend, and then you walk right back to the bathroom?
Yeah, I do. I hold the phone to my face like, where you at? You in here? So you at the spot? All right, I'm looking for you, and I go straight to the bathroom.
Yeah.
And it's a done deal.
Yeah, I did it. I'll go to like the bar and go, do you have a bathroom in here? And they're like, it's for customers only. I go, yeah, obviously, I'm going to order a drink, but is the bathroom back here? Oh, yeah, it's right back there.
By the way,
just walk right out. Walk right out.
What's better
afterwards.
than walking into a hotel lobby, like a 5-star hotel lobby, and you get into the bathroom and it's a full door, like it's not even a stall, it's a full door, your own little room, and you can shit in peace for an hour.
Space.
Man, check email.
Oh,
it's the
dude.
best.
I'm an Equinox member, so I have a nice bathroom all the time.
Do you know what?
Look at this guy.
Incredible.
Same thing. I've jumped in there and taken some shits and fucking scrammed.
Skedaddle.
Guess
Just
Gas
after
Digital.
that,
Yeah.
that's it.
Gas Digital doing pretty well. Equinox, huh?
yeah.
Doing
okay.
all right.
Okay.
Can we see the guy crying? I haven't seen that.
Well,
Right there.
this is right after
Kevin Johnson.
right after the incident in Philly,
Yeah.
where the black guys got arrested for
Right.
sitting in the Starbucks.
Yeah.
Right.
And then he went on TV.
Well, I'm not arrested for sitting in Starbucks. Arrested for being asked
black.
to leave a Starbucks, and then the cops came and said, "All right, you guys got to leave." And they went, "No, we're not leaving."
Yeah.
And then they got arrested.
And for not ordering something.
That's more of an accurate representation of the story.
Yeah, everyone should have to order something in a store when you're there. I don't care who you are. You should be forced to order.
Even if it's just a little something.
They said the employee didn't handle it well, but I don't know what the employee was supposed to do. You can't, even if they were just two old Asian ladies, you can't physically throw the people out.
in Starbucks.
Well, they said that. I think the guys got in there like 11:35. Cops was called by 11:37. Like, come on, like, give me a little time to at least
Yeah,
think
but
like I'm gonna buy
Yeah.
something. Or give me.
And people do just sit in Starbucks. Like people
Right.
hang out and wait for people
Right.
in
Yeah,
Starbucks.
absolutely,
It's not.
100%, yeah.
It's not. You don't need to call the police. Because
I'd like to
guys
look.
are
I'd like to
sitting
see how much truth is to that. That 11:35 they walked in, and then it was called 11:37. I don't believe that. I just don't believe that because it's
there. They
very
were just
easy.
camping out.
No, I think that they sat down, they were hanging out like a lot of people do, and then eventually, no, here's what actually happened because this is from their account. So I don't know if this happened in 2 minutes, but they were there. Then they got up and said, "Hey, can I use the bathroom?" And then the woman said, "Well, no, it's only for employees. You need a code." And then they sat back down, and then they were hanging out a little while longer. And then they said, "Well, actually, guys, we need the tables. It's only for employees." And then they said, "Well, no, we're not leaving." And at that point, it became
said
a
they
thing.
were waiting for
And
it.
the
Waiting for a
911
meeting.
call. The 911 call. You know the.
They didn't say
she's-
we're not leaving. They said we're waiting for a friend.
We got a meeting coming. We got somebody.
Okay.
We're waiting.
And then the guy showed up.
Yeah.
So
Right.
it wasn't like
And
it
then the
was
guy
made
was,
up.
and then the guy's like, "What are you guys doing? Why are you?"
Why are you arresting
Yeah.
these guys? They were
Right.
here for a meeting.
Regardless, that's it's fine. Yes, that happened. But regardless, if they ask you to leave, if somebody asks me to leave a store, I leave, and if I don't leave, I expect the cops to get called on me. It's as simple as that. I mean, I don't really know what other way to put it.
It also depends, though. Like if you're just sitting there not doing anything wrong and you're legitimately waiting, and you're like, "I've been here for 3 minutes,"
Right.
and they call the cops. It's a bit of a reaction.
Yeah.
But then again, if you don't call the cops, what the fuck do you do? Because if you want someone to leave, you can't just grab them by the fucking scruff of their neck and toss them.
Yeah.
It's true.
It's tough.
Well, what you could do, you could get on TV and cry about it.
Let me
Let's see it. Let's see these
Kevin
things.
Johnson.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's if you're exhausted or if you know how this really affected you. Maybe it's a combination, but you seem to be really affected by this. What's going through your head?
Well, you know,
Oh no.
it's been an emotional experience,
Oh no.
He just came from acting class.
and spending these 3 days on the ground and sitting across from these young men and really trying to understand how
pause.
this could happen.
He
On
probably
the ground.
on the ground. You
Like
know,
they're the troops. Like
Yeah.
he's coming and seeing what's
yeah,
going on.
I'm
What's,
seeing what's
No,
going
they
on
don't
with
give black
people.
people chairs at Starbucks.
oh, so they're just
That's
sitting
how
on the
racist
ground.
they were.
That's
Yeah, they
awful.
sat on the
Yeah,
ground
he-
with
he's
them.
on the ground.
Thank God for these classes.
But this is how out of touch people
Give them
are.
chairs.
Who are CEOs? Like this is his idea of really getting in touch is talking
Yeah.
to just two guys. Like, well, I actually spoke to some regular black people.
Right. I
talked to them.
and that's how he phrased it. I got down on the ground.
Yeah.
And talked to black people.
Do you see the next
They're
day
right.
after this happened, though? They had the fake coupon that was going around. It
was very funny.
For
You mean
black people.
reparation
That guy-
vouchers?
Hilarious. That guy was. Did you see the
And then
reparations
coming to
I
voucher?
missed the voucher. Nah.
Very funny.
It was hilarious. And then they were going in, they were like, yeah, Starbucks, on World Star, a black dude, he was like, Starbucks is racist as a motherfucker, they giving us free coffee.
And she gave him free coffee. Of
course she did. She was terrified.
Yeah, he's like, are you doing that reparations coffee? She's like, I didn't hear about that, but
Yeah, I'm here for my reparation voucher. I'm
she's
here.
17. She's like, all right.
Hey, We got to get it somehow.
That's right.
Reparations by any means
By the way,
necessary.
I'm all for that. I'm all for scamming them. I'm all for using the bathroom and not buying
I thought
anything.
you were going to say reparations.
I'm all for. Look, dude, let me tell you something. I order on the Starbucks app. Okay.
Whoa.
They've never checked my name ever.
First Equinox and then the Starbucks
Guy's
app.
doing
My
great.
God.
I use the Starbucks app, and they've never checked my name a single time when I've walked up to pick up my coffee. So just so everyone knows,
Because you look like a
I
Luis.
was about to say.
Exactly.
they don't have time to. They're too fucking busy. You can go in and you can just steal a coffee right now. Everybody. Everyone should go do that.
I wonder who's here to pick up the coffee labeled Puerto Rican rattlesnake.
But the point is, I don't give a fuck about Starbucks at all. I'm just saying, like, you ever have a real conversation, and behind closed doors, everyone goes, okay, well, yeah, if I owned a business, I wouldn't want people to come in and just be able to use that business. I do own a business. I don't give a fuck what color you are. You're not walking into my business and using my bathroom. Suck a fucking dick. You could be Chinese, black, fucking Indian.
I can't use a gas digital bathroom?
You're white.
Thank you.
But all those other ones cannot.
That's the point.
Yes.
That was what they taught us at the racial sensitivity.
That's right.
White is all right. The rest,
Yeah.
yeah.
How dark do you like your coffee? Wink, wink.
Right. I
Exactly.
get it. I get it. You want to see more of
I do,
this
because-
gentleman crying from
Yeah,
Starbucks?
he's really getting to me.
He is.
This is good stuff.
I feel like it's a scene from Barry.
From these young men and really trying to understand how this could happen in today's society in a Starbucks. In a
Of all places.
Starbucks,
In Starbucks.
where our mission is around the human experience.
What?
It's coffee,
And
motherfucker.
creating a warm.
It's coffee.
He's
Not
got
the
a
human experience. It's coffee.
heightened sense of self-importance.
Oh my God, it's the human experience. There's beans and it's coffee and it makes me shit. That's
This-
what you sell.
this
A
is-
shit-inducing beverage. Shut your face.
The Ellis Island of caffeine.
The human experience.
Right.
It's so silly to me. Here's the standard, right? You don't want people who can't afford a coffee in your business. Right? That's just a minimum. It's $2.50. If you can't afford a coffee, I don't really want your patronage, period. Just if I'm a
true.
business owner, it's just not really worth it for me to even have the conversation with you. So that should be the bare minimum. You have a fucking coffee shop.
So you are advocating for the CEO of Starbucks to go on the news and be like, look, if you can't afford coffee, get the fuck out of the
Yes.
store.
Piss on the street.
You're goddamn right. I really would, and I'd appreciate it more because that's what he's probably saying behind closed doors.
Well, you know what? He's probably this guy behind closed. Like he's really an out of touch guy.
Exactly.
Who thinks that this was an act of overt hatred by his employee, and it's like no, it was just somebody who's didn't handle it well. They didn't handle a situation well.
By the way,
They
did
were
you hear
probably-
the 911 call?
I did not.
No.
Screams.
Was she sounding very panicked?
Screams.
Help! Help! They're animals!
Oh, no.
They're trying to eat me!
Now, do
That's
they
right.
really have the 911 call?
I swear to God, the transcript,
it?
I read it. I don't know if they maybe they do, but I definitely read the transcript.
Yeah.
And it was like, she was like, yeah, I've asked them to leave. They refuse.
Yeah,
you know,
it
it's
wasn't,
not.
Right.
Philadelphia Police, Officer 363, how may I help you? Hi, I have two gentlemen at my cafe that are refusing to make a purchase or leave. I'm at the Starbucks at 18th and Spruce.
Bring guns.
All right, please, I'll be on as soon as possible. Thank you.
That's it.
That's it.
Not a big deal.
That's not a.
You can impart. Not
That's
a big
one of
deal.
those things where I asked them to make a purchase. They'll make a purchase. I asked them to leave. They won't leave. Now what? Like
I know that guy. I was that fucking punk ass kid who was like, yeah, make me leave. And then you
Right.
sit there, and that's what fucking happened here. Anybody who, I don't give a fuck what business meeting you're showing up for, you're refusing to leave a Starbucks when this tiny fucking idiot fucking manager is coming, excuse me, can you make a purchase or leave? And you're going, nah, sorry, make me leave. I don't want to be in business with that person. I don't give a fuck what business meeting you're going to. You're not acting appropriately for society. That's not the way people fucking act. And I've been kicked out of places. I've been arrested. I've been put in cuffs. I've been a victim of racism. Believe me, all that shit. I grew up in a fucking white trash neighborhood where I was called the N-word every single day of my life. Okay, but when I
when
was
you left the house.
But I mean, people have to have personal responsibility and accountability.
Part of it is this, though. Let's say you go to a restaurant and you get a table and you sit down. Sometimes you sit for a few minutes before you make an order because you're waiting for the third person in your party.
Right.
You don't always order. If this was like a half hour, but I think it was faster than that, or 40 minutes. But when it comes to like you went to a restaurant and you're waiting for your third person, a lot of times people are like, yeah, we're just waiting for someone to come. Okay.
But if you went to a
Louis just
restaurant,
made it sound like him getting called the N-word growing up is the same as black people getting called the N-word, which is not the case.
it kind of is. What do you want me to say? I'm brown being called the N-word for the same exact reason. That was the intent of it.
But they were saying it reluctantly, like they were getting in the Uber. They were like, "Nigga, is that one?"
But I mean, look, dude. You know, you have to. If you went to a restaurant right now and asked to be seated at a table, right, and they said, "Hey, we don't see people into your entire parties here," which that's the case in a lot of restaurants. Say that
a lot of places.
You don't go. Well,
you stay in the restaurant though. You just don't sit down.
Yeah, you don't sit down. But so if Starbucks says, yeah, unfortunately, you can't use the bathroom until you purchase something and you get a receipt, that's their policy. I don't give a fuck if the policy is you have to stand on one foot and jump up and down and clap your hands. Don't use that fucking restaurant. Don't go to Starbucks anymore if that's their policy and you don't agree with it.
The problem
that's a business owner's right.
Arrested.
The problem, no,
they wouldn't leave.
He means the other guy. There was another guy, a black guy, who was videoing, and he showed a white guy, and he goes, "So you just used the bathroom? Did you make a purchase yet?" And the guy was like, "No, not yet." But he's going to make it. And then with him, when the black guy went to ask, she was like, "You're not a customer. You can't." So she basically said to the white guy, like, "Yes, I believe you'll make the purchase." Right. But this guy, she was like, so the policy should be...
All of this is hearsay. I'm going based off of what I know.
On video.
It's on video. And her reaction was kind of like, eh. Yeah. And that came right after this. So it was like 2 in a row that were like...
It was like a proven double standard in the
moment. Show me that video, because I don't know what video you're talking about. I really don't.
Well, I don't know if we... No, I don't know if we have it.
That's somewhere
just
around.
Look for black guy Starbucks bathroom.
Yeah, there you go. I love Google search terms. That's going to come up. That's number one.
Believe me, that's not the way I would phrase it if I was alone.
Oh, man.
All right,
that's the arrest video. It's not this one?
No,
that's the arrest video.
Yeah, just say black guy bathroom Starbucks.
Yeah, I didn't see that video, and I mean, what do you want me to say? Look, this is the reality. We walk down the street, people look at me differently than they look at Jim. It's a fact.
Right.
If I'm walking down a dark alleyway and Jim is, people are gonna cross the fucking street when I'm walking by, and they're not gonna do it with Jim because I'm a big Puerto Rican guy. I got tattoos. I'm an intimidating looking dude. It is what it is. That's society, you know. So yeah, is that unfair? 100%. But that's not really what the issue is. They weren't making a stand. Were they making a stand because they knew they were going to let some white guy use the bathroom and say, you know what? I'm sick of this. This is the time. This is
no,
me.
They're different.
The issue is what you just said is profiling. Just like how you said, somebody's going to respond to you differently because you look different from Jim.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you accept that. You say, fuck it, I'll just take that.
That's reality.
I'll take it.
That's reality.
That's the reality you choose, though. You could change that reality because the reality is
by acting right. And when they ask me to leave, going, you know what? Actually, I'm better than this. I'm going to go across the street and I'm going to use your competitor. That would be showing them, not standing there going, you know what? No, I'm not going to leave. Make me leave. That's perpetuating that stereotype.
You keep saying hearsay. They never said make me leave.
They didn't say make me leave.
Yeah, okay, sure. I don't know what they said.
You're adding
they're real estate guys.
Yeah.
They're just 2 real estate guys, right?
Did you see what they're wearing?
Well, fair enough. But they
Doggy, if I showed up at for a real estate meeting and some dude's wearing sweatpants and a do-rag, I'm sorry. I'm not buying.
They
weren't wearing do-rag. I swear to look at it.
Nobody had a do-rag.
Look at it.
All right, let's look at it.
Go look at it.
Well, hold on, I want to see the bathroom video. Oh, we're all over the place.
He's wearing sweatpants and a do-rag. I swear to God, look at it.
Watch the bathroom video. This guy's filming the toilet outside. I love it. Lucky he's not doing that here. It's serious.
Like
yeah, I know, that's bad. That's bad.
I'm here live.
Now he's trying to wait for this guy to walk out.
Right.
Of the bathroom.
This is like when TMZ catch you at the airport.
Yeah. No, I've actually never seen this from the beginning. I hope this guy's not dropping a deuce. Here he comes. Okay.
Arms getting tired.
Look at this guy's cock.
Still got the wet spot.
No, you never got that? Yeah. Have you purchased anything in here, sir? No, but I was just about to go. You about to go purchase something? Yeah. Oh, okay. So, but before you made a purchase, they let you use the restroom, right?
I just typed in, I asked for the code.
You asked for the code and they just gave it to
you,
I got
right?
it. Before you made a purchase.
So this guy goes and calls out.
Are you telling me that this same Starbucks has never let a black person use that bathroom? So it's silly though. Here's a very silly thing. You can sit there with a camera. I promise you, I can sit at any Starbucks.
But that just disproves your first
argument. It doesn't disprove anything. Hold on, that racial profiling exists. It 100% exists. That's not disproving anything. I can stand outside of a Starbucks right now.
You're just talking fast. You said go by Starbucks policy, and we're saying the video right there shows them not going by policy.
And this came right after that. This came right after that arrest. So it's embarrassing.
This is the same Starbucks?
No, that's That's the problem.
It's a different. You're dealing with fucking 17-year-old kids. This is stupid. Yes, I can also create a video right now. I can go to a Starbucks and show you 100 people using a bathroom without making a purchase before that policy came into effect. It's very easy to set this up and go, yes, this is a thing. It's not even the same Starbucks. I thought that this was the same Starbucks 10 minutes later.
That's what's even worse
that
about
would be, in my opinion, that would be damning. I'd be like, damn, dude, that same chick, the same manager just let a white guy.
Lewis,
yeah, but now
it's worse.
Now it's a Starbucks issue instead of an issue with the one
policy. Right. Now you're looking at like, oh, is this? And again, we all know that the Starbucks is not a racist company, but when it's on video like this and the guy
one person did their job and one person didn't. The girl that fucking didn't let the person use the bathroom did the right thing.
The guy is saying, did he let you use the bathroom? Yes, they let me use the bathroom with the code. And the black guy is going, they didn't let me, and then he calls the manager out. I get what that is. Maybe she knows this guy, maybe she doesn't. But the bottom line is, it's
clickbait. This is clickbait. This is silly.
It's embarrassing.
This is a silly clickbait thing. Yes, it is.
No,
and let me tell you something. The person who did the right thing, the person, hold on, Sam, let me say this.
They're embarrassed.
Let me say this.
They're embarrassed. They got embarrassed. The bottom line is, as a company, it's embarrassing after this arrest happens, and then this video comes out right after.
What I would say is the person in Philadelphia actually did their job correctly, because we're not supposed to let people use the bathroom. This manager did not do their job correctly. It wasn't
the bathroom in Philadelphia.
I'm talking about the other one.
It wasn't a bathroom issue.
That wasn't a bathroom.
That was not a bathroom issue, Lewis. That was them just sitting at a table.
They asked to use the bathroom. Initially, they asked to use the bathroom.
Yeah,
that's
but
why
they
the
didn't
manager.
get the cops called because of the
That's why the manager even came up to them, was because they asked to use the bathroom first, and they said, "Well, you have to make a purchase." Then they sat down, and then they said, "Well, guys, you can't sit here until you make a purchase." I don't know what the fuck happened. This might have been a racist manager screaming the N-word. I'm just saying, you look at the fucking facts here. It's not. I don't think that's embarrassing. That's no more damning or embarrassing than anything else.
For a company, that's a humiliating.
Sort of. It's humiliating that the CEO's crying on fucking video, going,
"Awful!
I can't believe that our company's doing this." It's bullshit. It's a silly thing, and the entire thing is sort of. It's just created because this is the type of environment that we have, where people love racism. People love to sink their teeth into this.
3 million people, 2.19 million people seeing this video, and you're a company. It's not about what's right and wrong. It's embarrassing because it's like 2 million people have seen this. What people will say is a very obvious example of one guy being given favoritism over another guy. So if you're running that company, you're like, 2 fucking million people saw this one incident. On the heels, the media runs with what they run with.
Right.
But on the heels of that other thing, 2 in a row in a week, it's embarrassing. And as a company, you panic, and they fucking panic, and they didn't handle it well.
All these people would probably have issue with you kind of not minding racial profiling at all. Like they're all saying,
no, it's not minding racial profiling.
You said
no.
What do you sound like you accept it?
It's part of life. To sit here and go, people aren't going to be racially profiled, that I'm not going to be racially profiled as a Puerto Rican guy, that's silly for me to go, well, kumbaya, I need to change that. It's not going to fucking happen for me.
Right? If you were calling people out on it, and I was like, Lewis, yeah, it's racial profiling.
If I was calling people out on microaggressions all day long, I'd be some fucking pussy feminist liberal kid who's actually not doing anything to create a better world. I got a fucking Puerto Rican kid that I raised to be a good person. I'm doing more for society than going and posting shit on Twitter or pretending that this is real social justice by putting a video up like this.
You can do both things.
Yeah, you can.
It's not, and I'm not about these social justice word, but this video was embarrassing for start. It's embarrassing when the guy is saying, did they let you use the bathroom before purchase? Yeah, they just gave me the code. Well, you didn't give me the code. As a company, it's hard to take that obvious example, even if
they haven't skipped a beat. I guarantee you, they haven't dropped a percentage point.
You completely.
Nothing. They've lost not a dime.
But let me ask you this:
people are talking about Starbucks.
Well, they definitely lost an afternoon worth of business. Are you raising your Puerto Rican son to
feel like he got less rights than white kids?
No, but I'm teaching my Puerto Rican son to understand that in society, people are going to look at him differently than they look at white kids, and he needs to use that, and he needs to understand that, and not let that be a deterrent. Dude, you have cards that you can fucking play or not, right? So it is what it is. So I'm not going to sit here and go like, oh, well, you know what, James? You have less opportunities because you're brown, and sorry, that's just life. That's not the attitude I have. But it is a fact that he is brown, and that there are things that people are going to look at him differently. And for me to ignore that, I think it's silly.
So you accept like different behavior just because you're brown. You accept it. You've said, you know what? That's the reality of life. It is what it is. I accept it. I'm not going to fight against it. I'm not going to protest about it. I'm not going to make little microaggressions. I'm just going to take this L and eat it. And I'm going to be treated differently.
It's not taking an L. No.
It is.
It's not taking an L. It's taking a W because I'm not losing. I don't give a, because I'm brown, I'm not going like, oh, well, you know what? I'm less than.
Dude, if
you
they
can't go to the bathroom like the white guy did.
What do you mean?
So you think the black guy's the winner who can't go to the bathroom?
Go to the bathroom.
No, you're right. I have personally been told not to use the bathroom at a place,
Lewis,
and I never
dug in on this. You don't have to.
No, hold on. No.
He's got his heels way deep.
Time out. Whoa. Let's not. I have been told plenty of times I cannot use the bathroom. Now, in my mind, is there maybe a white person that came in and asked to use the bathroom and they let them? Probably. It's probably happened.
What fine establishment is this, by the way?
Am I spending any time thinking about this? Am I spending any time putting any mental energy or effort into changing that? No.
But if you had an example right after, imagine if we did a gig and you saw the fucking club owner came up to you and said, "Hey man, stay away from any of that racial stuff. I don't like it. You know, it's not good for the club." And then you overheard him telling a white comic that racial stuff was really good. It was really smart. You wouldn't just take that. You'd be like, "You motherfucker."
Of course.
Because it's a double standard and it's an obvious, in that moment, even if he had another reason, you're looking at it like, "You fucking piece of shit." You would not take that.
I wouldn't get arrested. I wouldn't not leave.
I'm not saying you would get arrested. I'm only
it's
saying
how you
that
handle
guy didn't get arrested either.
This guy didn't get arrested. This guy
the bathroom video
this
we just
black
showed
guy
you.
was pissed off at the double standard about one guy being given the code, and he asked the same question and wasn't given the code. And I'm saying, let's just say as comics, if they said, "Hey man, don't do that racial stuff. It's a little too tough for the audience," and then you overheard him telling a white comic in the green room, "The racial stuff, really good."
Yeah,
you'd be like, "You double standard cunt." It would annoy you.
Of course, it would annoy me, and I would say something, but I don't. I'm not arguing that you can't have a right to say something.
Well, that's what he did. That's all this
guy
did.
all this video clickbait.
That's all this video clip is.
It is clickbait. The people that are sharing it, it's just clickbait. This guy, sure, even from his perspective, I'm sure he believes he's doing something truly good. But it's bullshit. It's just not real. I'm saying the story here isn't a real story.
It happened.
Absolutely real. It just happened right there.
So you're right. You're right. So what this story is articulating is that Starbucks lets white people use their bathroom and they don't let black people use their bathroom.
Let, singular. Not let's, present.
No, it's not about the company. It's just an embarrassing thing when two fucking different stores have two incidents in a row and both are on video. It's embarrassing for the company.
When I go to one Dunkin' Donuts, I ask for a breve latte, which is a latte made with half and half. And one Dunkin' Donuts will say, "Oh, we don't do that. We don't have an option to do it on our keyboard. I can only put in what's on my keyboard." And then the next Dunkin' Donuts goes, "Yeah, sure, who gives a fuck?" Because somebody's not doing their job correctly there.
Okay, fair enough.
One person's wrong.
How about if you saw a white customer ask for that drink and they're like, "Well, I'm not supposed to, but I'll do it." And then you ask for that drink and they go, "No." Don't tell me you wouldn't make a video about that.
I wouldn't go there anymore. I wouldn't make a video. I wouldn't go there anymore. I might call him an asshole.
You
would get on your podcast and talk about it for 2
hours. You. As much as you like to argue, you would feel
I don't really understand. Why do you guys think you're like getting me in some argument here?
Because you're denying.
What is the point that I'm wrong about here? I don't really understand.
You would be just as angry as this guy, and this guy had a legitimate reason to be pissed off, and it is embarrassing.
I'm a fucking
Starbucks.
piece of shit. Are you guys holding your standard by what I would do? I've been kicked out of places for threatening violence against people.
No, but I'm not the
person.
This point, and it's like I hate political correctness, but when they get caught like that, I don't think the whole company. It's embarrassing.
And Lewis, nobody's trying to get you. Nobody started arguing before you.
Yeah,
no, you're trying to get me.
You were the one that got all hot and started talking too fast.
I don't even go to Starbucks.
I didn't until I saw their bathroom policy. Now I support them.
Right.
So it works both ways.
Right.
No, I just feel like this.
It can be good advertising.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I just feel like maybe my argument is getting away from me here because I don't really understand how you guys think you're right about anything you've said.
I think we're 20 minutes past that.
Yeah.
I really don't even. I feel like I'm speaking a different language right now.
That's the problem with arguing. Nobody thinks that the other person. Nobody listens. All we do is yap, and nobody listens. And the thing is, I don't like being PC. Starbucks had that embarrassing incident in Philly. 2 cops are called because 2 fucking dumb guys won't leave. And then this bathroom thing where the guy, he asks the guy what happened.
I don't think it's an embarrassing incident in Philly.
You know what? Before we get into Philly and everything, I think I know how to bring us back to a place where we're all on the same page.
How?
I think we should watch some of the.
I don't disagree.
Some of the racist, the racial training video that Starbucks showed its employees yesterday.
Yes.
Yes.
Really helpful.
We have the first 5 minutes.
I learned a lot.
And I feel like if we all watch this, and look at this, we have a rainbow coalition here at the table.
That is true.
You know, this is great. We did this on purpose.
Jim's gay.
We did. Well, that's obvious.
So
we
what?
Did this.
Doesn't mean I'm not part of the rainbow.
Part of the rainbow coalition.
We assembled this panel on purpose. Troy, what we would like to see is the racial. There it is. The racial bias training video.
Let's all learn.
Yeah, so we can all learn together. Thank you.
Without a doubt, the events in Philadelphia prompted us to bring 8,000 stores and 175,000 partners together.
Hit pause.
Yeah, wait, hold on.
Where's the do-rag, bud?
Hold on. First of all, those are fucking sweatpants.
Nobody said sweatpants are the do-rag.
We corrected you on the do-rag.
All right, who's the guy in the back? Is the guy?
By the way, they're not old sweatpants either. They're expensive.
Hold on. How does he keep those braids in place? What do you think's in his pocket?
Now you're generalizing.
Yeah, come on. You're reaching.
I live in Harlem. How do you think that's going to say?
For the record, they went from being guys in do-rag saying "make me"
right
to guys
all right, so I'm sorry. I'm wrong about the do-rag. He's wearing sweatpants and he's got fucking cornrows. He's going for a business meeting in sweatpants? That's crazy.
He's not going for an interview.
He's going for a business meeting.
He might know the guy he's meeting. He might already know the guy.
Are you not in business?
Yeah, I don't show up in sweatpants for a business meeting. I don't show up at Starbucks for a business meeting. I show up at an office.
Sweatpants now.
I'm not in a business meeting.
What are you talking about?
I'm not in a business meeting.
What is this? This is not comedy?
This is not a business meeting. I'm on the radio in sweatpants.
I didn't say a promotional meeting. Are you not in business? You said I don't show up in sweatpants.
It's not a business meeting.
All right.
No, you're right. Damien's right on this one.
Damien's not right. Damien's not right. I'm not in a fucking business meeting. I'm in a radio show, not on camera.
Lewis always see do-rags on black people.
There's two cameras.
There's always a do-rag.
And the business meeting, by the way, who knows how casual it is? They may know each other. They may have done business before. It may just be a guy they're already in the middle of a deal with that they're
comfortable with. Are you guys
with.
pretending that they were really showing up for a business meeting?
It's a real estate
Are we
business
pretending
meeting.
that this is real? What the fuck is going on right now?
They want.
It's not real. They were two dudes who didn't want to leave and said, "Make me fucking leave."
Wait.
That's what happened.
The guy showed up. They were meeting with.
I don't believe the guy was even real. I believe another guy showed up and said, "Hey, you know what? Yeah, I was meeting them. I was the guy." Some fucking white knight pussy.
Reaching.
Yes, I think you're reaching.
Reaching.
I think some white knight pussy showed up and said, "You know what? I was here to meet them. Yes, I'm the one
Lewis, do
to
you
make
think
himself
maybe
feel
you have
better."
an agenda?
Yeah, did you ever think that maybe?
No, what's my agenda?
Sometimes when you're wrong,
I am brown, Sam. Give it the fucking program. I'm brown. I'm looking at it from a real perspective, not some fucking. This is some crazy shit.
Here's the real perspective. The guy really did show up. He really was supposed to meet them. They really were just meeting there. And the guy's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" Like, he was genuine shock that they were arresting these guys.
They didn't go into a Starbucks just to loiter.
They didn't go in to loiter. There were two guys there, some kind of a real estate thing.
If you have a fucking real estate meeting, buy a coffee. I don't know what you want me to tell you.
Maybe they were waiting for the guy. Maybe they were even whatever. But
Jim, how did you flip-flop during the show? You literally said you got to buy a coffee if you go into a place, and now you're going, well, they should have been able to sit there.
I'm not saying you don't have to buy a coffee. What I'm saying is they had only been there for a couple of minutes, and they were legitimately waiting for somebody. And I also said a minute ago that a lot of times you do go into a restaurant and you sit for a few minutes before you make your order waiting for your party.
It's not a restaurant. This is a coffee shop.
Doesn't matter.
In Starbucks, you walk up online
and nobody
or you
said
use the app, which is very nice.
So
and
nobody
convenient.
said make me leave, and nobody had on do-rags. I didn't flip-flop. Of course you should be forced to make a purchase in a store.
I exaggerated when I said do-rag, but I'm looking at a picture of a guy in cornrows and sweatpants. I mean, what do you want me to say here?
Say what it is. Don't say it's a do-rag. And there's no shot clock in Starbucks. Give a man a minute to figure out if you want a macchiato or a frappuccino.
He's right on that one.
A lot of options.
Yeah. A lot of options.
Yeah, but I didn't flip-flop. It's the same point of view I had. It's like, if you're going to make that policy, because people do go in there and sit on their laptops for a little while.
If you go into a McDonald's, right, and you're meeting somebody there, I would say it'd be perfectly normal to sit down at a table, wait until you meet the guy there, then the two of you go up to the counter and get your meal. Because you're going to eat at the same time. Is that crazy?
Sure.
If they knew that guy, if they knew that guy was coming, if they knew that guy was coming in a few minutes, hey, he's gonna be here in 5 minutes or 10 minutes, and then we'll all order something or whatever.
But here's the thing, right? None of us know really what happened during that whole scenario, right? Everyone's sitting.
We know it didn't happen.
No, but
we know they didn't have on do-rags.
We know
they didn't say make me.
No, but you don't know that they didn't say.
By the way,
you actually don't know that.
You don't think the woman who called 911?
No. All right, but let me say this. Let's just use our powers of deduction here. Let's just look at society and go, why would this woman call the cops at that point? What do you think the tone was?
Because she's in Philadelphia. There's probably been incidents in that Starbucks, and she has said there's been incidents in that Starbucks. So she was a little bit probably nervous. She'd asked the guys to leave. They said they're waiting for somebody. They didn't want to leave.
And so you think the tone was completely? Yeah, I'm sorry, miss. We're
being arrested.
We're gonna order coffee in a minute. We're just waiting for somebody to have a business meeting.
When you've gotten arrested for like aggressive behavior, do you get arrested calmly and being like, I am kind of confused as to why this is happening, or do you still have aggression?
And all the people around them, by the way, Louis,
I calm down.
The people around them.
Okay.
I swear to God, every time I've been arrested, I calm the fuck down because there's a guy with a gun there that might put a bullet in me.
The people around them were all going, what the fuck? They're not all white knights. The people around them were going, they didn't do anything. The people around them were shocked that they were getting arrested.
Place.
Sure. Okay, what do you want me to say?
If we can use our powers of deduction.
To fucking leave, you should leave.
We're using our powers of deduction as well. I'm watching what I saw in the video and what people have said about it. I heard the 911 call. It wasn't a panicked 911 call.
No, not at all.
It wasn't these guys are about to be violent.
And,
of course.
And make me results in a 911 call that involves somebody saying
she had to call
threatening.
the cops. Time out.
Right.
She didn't have to call the cops. That's what the whole debate's about.
The whole debate
She didn't have to call the cops.
But then again, I don't even mind her calling the cops. If you want people to leave and not leave, what do? You can't throw them out.
Right.
It was just kind of handled poorly.